Yikes. I don't know if that's the right word.
Hey everybody, welcome to another Life is Strange Spoilercast. I am Alex O'Neill, with me, Jacob Bryant, as always.
What up?
My fellow angst
Oh my god.
lover.
Oh man. I love the angst.
Might have been a little too much angst in this episode.
I mean, I don't think that's possible, but there was so goddamn much angst in this
There was a
episode.
lot. It was exhausting. I was like, I don't know about you. So I'll say spoiler warning for Life is Strange
Right.
episode 4, Dark Room. If you haven't beaten it yet, we are going to ruin it. Probably
Get
we're
the
going to
fuck
ruin
out.
the twist
Yeah.
pretty much immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
So I
Run.
don't know about you, but at the end of the episode, like especially like right after the syringe goes in your neck, I just
Mhm.
like my whole body just went limp.
Oh,
I'm
I
like,
know.
oh great, because I knew Chloe's dead. That's over.
Yep.
It's game over, man.
Yep. This whole thing's over. Yeah. There was a lot of internal angst happening within me the whole time too, because I
Yeah,
was like watching it all unfold, and inside me, there was a lot happening.
yeah. It was there was so much happening. I couldn't process all of it. I still like the I was like going to bed last night because we both played it last night. And this just dread was building up in my heart as it like started to hit me, like one bit after the other, like all the pieces coming and hitting me. And it was awful.
Yeah, I know. After I finished it, I almost had to go out and just smoke the most important cigarette of my life. Like de-stress.
Yeah, it's just like it was a great episode.
Oh
I'm not
yeah,
bashing it. It was exceptionally well done, I
yeah.
think. But God, it was exhausting. It didn't
I
help
know.
that it was 5 hours long.
Oh, no kidding. It was so. I mean, the download was like 4.5 gigs
Yeah.
alone. I was like, damn. I mean, you warned me on Tuesday. We both knew we weren't gonna be able to play until the day. He's like, you better download this motherfucker
Yeah,
when
I
you
was
get
just
home
like,
on
I'll start
Tuesday.
downloading it. It's probably like only like a few hundred megs. It was 4 gigs. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'll tell Jacob about it. I know he's on that
yeah.
Midwest
Oh
internet.
yeah. Fuck. And it took all night. So
Yeah.
it's a good call.
No, a lot happened. It was really long. Like I started playing it at like nine o'clock last night, and I finished at 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I started I think 20 minutes after you, based on when you sent me the text that you finished it, and when I sent you one back. That
Yeah.
was just like, God damn, this episode. I mean, it punches you in the gut right away, and then just keeps your face in the dirt for the
Yeah.
next 2.5 to 3 hours.
Yeah, it's like, well, I mean, we'll go through it, but there are some like great like uplifting moments in the
Right,
episode.
right, needed, but Jesus Christ, fuck.
But yeah, so like Nabishin texted me, um, and he was just like, "Holy fucking shit, dude! Holy shit!" And I'm
Yeah,
like, "Please don't! I don't want to know. I don't want to think anything." And like, even by the time I was in the episode, like toward the end, I was just like
yeah,
exhausted.
I know exactly. I know.
I was like, what's gonna happen now? Oh, it's fucking she's dead. Great. I don't even like I'm so broken. You've
I know.
destroyed me.
Yeah, this is the most
Uh
emotionally devastating and draining game I've played in quite a while.
yeah, it's like it's kind of like reaching not in the same way, but the same levels of like I'm very invested in like these the small group of characters in a way like I was in like Persona games in the past.
Mhm.
It's you spend a lot of time with them, and it's just like especially this episode, like that camaraderie that builds up when
Mhm.
you're trying to make a difference. So I guess we'll go through the episode, and we'll get to the end and we'll drop
Yeah.
our theories.
Hold back our tears.
Hold back our tears. Well, I mean the fucking start of the episode started on a tearjerker.
Jesus Christ.
I did want to say, like, before we go into it, I did have some theories after playing episode 4 and watching or episode 3 and watching my roommate play episode 3 again.
Uh,
Because if you look at if you hover over the episode 5 icon in the menu, it shows like the 3 preview pictures, and one of them is Max staring at the wall of
yeah, with
photos.
all the photos. Yeah.
So like I was positing this theory on Irrational Passions that maybe like the final puzzle, to put it in
Mhm.
adventure game terms, is like you like going into different photos and like arranging this kind of perfect timeline.
Mhm. That you've
Um,
taken over the course of the game.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, that
yeah.
would be really cool. but I don't know. It's same as like last time. I don't even know where the fuck we go from
I
here.
know exactly. Oh, fine. Jesus Christ, yeah,
Yeah. So it started with the alternate timeline where you're just hanging out with Chloe on the beach
yeah.
in maybe the most depressing
Really good fuck.
conversation.
I know, because yeah, you learn that like Max has been just a total fuck in this
Yeah, did you go
timeline.
through like the journal and all the text
Hmm.
messages?
Yeah.
The fucking text with Victoria made me want to vom.
Oh, I know. And like you learn that, or you can see the text from in the Chloe's text message line where it's her dad sending her new number, and then
Yeah.
you look at the dates, and it's like 5 months go by and
Yeah.
nothing, and then you're like, I'll see you soon, and then another 3 months go by before Chloe or Max that doesn't suck finally takes control and shows up.
Yeah, it's weird cuz like there are things like the way Max comes across. Obviously, it's still you, like you or the prime timeline Max that you're playing.
Hmm.
So when you're talking and everything, that's like you talking, for lack of a better way. But like she was sending Chloe letters in the time that she was in Seattle instead of just absolutely not talking to her at all, which is good. And she's like, talking about making friends and blah blah blah. But then like it was like I got like protective father or like not even protective father, but like this isn't like what my Max would do. When she's like, let's go into Victoria's, smoke this hot bowl, and
Oh
get drunk at parties. I'm like, this is so like not prime Max,
yeah, not prime Max.
for lack of a better word. I don't know that whole like they only spend you only spend like maybe 30-40 minutes in the alternate timeline, but
Yeah.
uh, they really do create like a very different world.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, I sent you a text when I was just looking around in her room, and I was
Yeah,
like, "Fucking Christ, this is just miserable." And
yeah,
like the thing that got me the most was just such a little thing when you go and look at the TV in the living room and you learn that like they let her have the really nice TV and they use like that shitty tube TV, and I was like, "Oh my God."
yeah. Like it was for me, like because I was sitting on my couch, just like slowly curling up more and more
Oh
in my
yeah.
blanket. Through that like opening dialogue and like at the end when she's like I really don't like the word hella, that I just started
Oh, I
like
know, I
tears
know,
just started coming down my face. And I was like there's so much. It was the way like I thought of it in my mind was they don't not really captured what it's like or what I imagine it's like, because I've never actually gone through this, when like a loved one gets like a serious case of amnesia and then they don't recognize you when you
know.
talk to them, and it's like it hit me like that, like I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
It was really powerful.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
you go through and you see like the rocker wristbands and
like
the
there's still
the
like a little bit of her in there. I mean, she likes the same stuff. She has like the skater magazines and stuff in her. I mean,
mhm.
that almost makes it worse. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, yeah.
She's in a
And
prison.
also, like when she's talking, she's like, "Yeah, I felt my back snap, and that was the last thing I
Oh,
ever felt." I'm like, "Oh my god!"
yeah, I know. I mean, like,
Uh,
that's another thing we talked about. We wondered last time how long we were going to be in the this reality.
yeah,
And at first, when they changed it, I was like, oh, that's kind of shitty. It was almost like a kind of a cop out last episode, just like oh my God, look at what happened, and then you're only there for like 15 or 20 minutes. But I honestly don't know how long I could have stood being in that timeline, just being in her house. I was like dying.
yeah. It was like an arduous 40 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I did want to see like what she was like at school more than like you see at the end of episode 3. But
Yeah, did you find her report card?
Max's report card or Chloe's?
Chloe's.
Yeah, I found Chloe's. She's smart, real
She's got
smart.
straight A's.
Yeah,
Fucking
I wanted to.
4.0.
Yeah, I wanted to see Max more with like, is she like
Oh,
friends with
that's a
Warren or is
Max
she
Moore school.
shitty?
Okay.
And like, is she? I mean, obviously she was in the Vortex Club, so I'm assuming she wasn't friends with Warren
Hmm.
or Kate, or if Kate was even alive, or if she
Yeah,
was
yeah.
suicidal still.
That was like the thing, like, and I feel bad because I've been watching my roommate play through episode 2 and 3, and Kate died in his game,
Oh
and I'm like, maybe you can save her now, but I don't think you'll be able to. You
God.
could still maybe save her in the end, like. Obviously, maybe the goal is to undo everything that Jefferson has pretty much done.
Yeah,
Jefferson and Nathan. I don't think he was acting alone, but
no,
we'll get there.
definitely
Uh,
Prescott's are involved.
yeah. And so maybe like the goal will be to stop all of that. We'll see. but I don't know. It's fucked up. One thing at a time.
Yeah, let's stick in one timeline for now.
Yeah, the opening timeline. It was cool seeing William and Joyce, um, and interacting with them again.
Yeah, and
Uh,
William, he's so fucking cool.
he's such a cool dad.
I
Like,
know. He is like the cool dad, cool dad.
yeah, he's like, he makes goofy impressions and stuff, but he's also
Hmm.
like super down to earth
Yeah.
and chill. Uh, yeah, it's really sad to. It was like, I don't know, the every time like Max was like, "I'm sorry, William" or something, you feel
Mhm.
kind of like you feel the
Yeah.
impact of a decision like that.
Yeah. And I mean, even though you only see Joyce and William for like once, I felt like they like for me at least they like nailed like the quiet desperation. Like when you talk to them, like they were nice and like kind to you, but you could tell like they were like they
Like
realized
hurting
like
on the
how
inside.
fucked they were like financially and like they're I mean she's dying because of her respiratory problems and stuff.
Hmm.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's super just like it was
Yeah.
heartbreaking, but it was like well done. It was like I'm working on my review right now. It's very respectful to people
Mhm.
in that situation. Like I
Right.
think it in sometimes video games can be like a little too crass or just too short about that stuff, but they respected every part of it.
Right.
Just like it made you feel helpless in a way
Yeah.
that was
I mean,
like
yeah.
fucked up.
I mean, they acknowledge like all the other issues that like it's not just you don't just become paralyzed and that's the only issue you have. Like you open that one drawer and like you see all like those lotions she has to put on her skin because of her like circulatory problems to keep
Yeah.
her. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this
Yeah,
is fucking
keep
horrible.
her blood flowing through her goddamn
Yeah,
body.
I know. And like that
Uh,
huge heat lamp in the corner.
yeah,
Ugh,
it's fucked up, man. And
yeah,
it's again, it would have hurt like I guess less if it was poorly done, but they did it right, and
yeah, I know.
they really do make you feel like a friend in that situation, especially because you kind of like auxiliarily caused it.
Hmm.
Um, and like so, it gets to the kind of the choice of this episode that I don't know. I don't know if it'll matter or not, but it matters
Yeah,
to you. It was very much
right.
like I knew like I was gonna go back on this timeline when I got to the decision, but like this matters to me, type thing where Chloe asks you to give her an overdose so that she can die peacefully. Um, and they for the first time in the whole game they give you a third option, which is I don't know, which I thought
Yeah,
was interesting, which is what I chose
you
first.
chose. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you have to choose another one after that? Then I'm
Yeah, you
guessing.
do. Um, what did you do?
I told I couldn't fucking do it.
Yeah, I couldn't do it either.
Couldn't do it.
But
And we,
and I was justifying it in my head, sure, but I was thinking like if she knew that I could change this, she wouldn't have asked me to do this.
exactly, because like I was like Max will be fucked up forever if she like sees any version of Chloe die at her hand. I was like I can't do that. I was like I wouldn't have been able to do it, even if it, you know.
Yeah, like if it was a situation where like this is it, like this is the timeline, this is prime timeline now, and I have to live with this life going forward, I would have done it because like there's nothing I could do otherwise.
Right.
But I knew that in some way Chloe would feel hurt in like another timeline when if I let her go, if I let her die, if I gave up, basically.
Yeah. Right.
Um,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I couldn't do
Real,
it.
she gets real mad,
Yeah, she
but
does. I did you even look at see what the other option was? I'm guessing not.
mm-mm. I don't see. I don't do that. We already discussed this.
Yeah,
I
that's
never
right. That's right.
rewind and try it
I don't.
twice.
I only. I don't really do that. I did it once with the one decision in this episode where someone might get the shit beat out of them.
Oh, you did. Okay. I
Yeah,
don't
because
know
I
what
want to
that's
see
like.
I want to see what it looked like.
I want to just taste the blood.
I just want to know. Yeah. So you go back and like,
God,
it,
that
it
scene with William when he just like leaves again. Oh my god.
yeah. And it's just like you fucking morbidly standing over the fireplace throwing
Mhm.
the picture and like some grim adult and
Mhm.
Chloe's like,
Yeah,
what
I
the
know.
fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like again they make it feel so real when Max like whatever happens, like just know that I'm always there for you and I love you. And it was just like it was good stuff. It was all well
Yeah.
done.
Really. Oh my god. So did you the last episode? Did you like mark the
I
fireplace or take
didn't.
the
So did you
picture?
find the mark?
No, I didn't mark it either. I don't know if that mattered. Or did you like take the picture?
I took the picture, and it's
That show.
framed on
Oh, it is.
the shelf on her dresser.
Oh,
And Max says, "I'm glad I could give I'm glad I could give Chloe one more memory with William, one more good memory with William." And that's in the alternate timeline.
right.
I didn't see it in the prime timeline, so.
Oh man.
But my roommate did mark the fireplace, so I'm gonna find out.
Yeah. See, I went over there and I was like, God, I want to know what
You
fucking
draw
happened.
a heart on the bottom of the fireplace. So I don't know. I like that Chloe also had a snow globe collection.
Oh yeah, she was getting weird about it though
She
too,
was
pretty
getting weird.
quick.
Just getting a little weird,
Yeah.
and also great taste in movies. She's a science
Blade
nerd.
Runner.
She
Mm-hmm.
loves Blade Runner. She got
Great
good
call.
taste.
Yeah, she
Great call.
can't stay awake through it though.
Yeah, because she's too adorable. Just want to say that. So you come back, you see the blue hair, your heart lifts
Oh yeah,
in a dramatic fashion that I don't think anything has ever felt that good. Of just like, thank God.
I know because yeah, blue hair prime timeline Chloe
Yeah,
is awesome. And we've
yeah,
already gone over our shared obsession with blue haired Chloe.
yeah. She's fantastic, and like it was cool because obviously she was getting like super short last episode, getting pissed about everything, blaming everybody but herself. And then you check the text messages in the prime time, and she's like, "Sorry, I'm such a fucking dick sometimes."
Yeah,
I'm like, "It's all right, Chloe. I love you
right.
still."
And like that's real. Like that was another like we talked about that last week too. Like that's
Last
like
week, yes.
the last week, Jesus, or how like
2 months ago.
someone yeah, this fucking schedule.
Yeah,
How she like people like her will like blow up and then just be like, Jesus Christ, I shouldn't have done that. Like
yeah.
they'll blow up and I was like, oh God, Chloe, you're so fleshed out. I can't handle it.
You're so real to me. Yeah. So I'm curious. Like before we get into like the finding all the clues and everything, did you think everything was just gonna fucking fit together? Because I didn't.
No,
I didn't think about it very hard, clearly, because it all
I
made
didn't.
sense when you put everything
Right.
together.
Yeah, see, I didn't even when I started like you have to like sit down and do that all that fucking bullshit hunt and peck thing where you're hunting you're like okay this goes with this even
Yeah,
before
which I
that
thought
like
was great. I felt like such a
yeah
fucking conspiracy
oh I
theorist.
know anytime you tape paper to a board you're just like I am a genius in some way
Yeah,
I just have to figure it all out but yeah
yeah, yeah.
I didn't think that all three I knew all three of the pieces would lead to something I didn't know they were all going to like point to one specific place and that's what everyone else thought but me.
Yeah, really, because I didn't think so either. So I understand, like, I think the big thing was I was not acknowledging how deep Nathan's connection was with it. Um, and I didn't think, I thought he was just like a fucking weirdo that tried to, possibly rape
Mhm.
Kate or something, and Chloe. And in his room, you can find that picture he took of Chloe too, which is fucked up. Um, but it goes deeper. He was like taking them other places, and like I guess from like Kate's kind of confused uh what she said in episode 2, just like I don't really remember. I remember like this light and pictures and whatever. That's you can kind of glean that he took her somewhere, but again, I don't think either of us knew how deep this rabbit hole
No,
would go.
right and I
Not
thought like it
anywhere
was
close.
like a standard mystery where like Nathan was getting set up to be like the red herring all along. Like you think it's him for so long, and then I mean, the main culprit, obviously, spoilers, wasn't really. I mean, I think he's still involved though. He has to
Yeah,
be,
yeah,
or at
he
least his
has to be
family.
because like his car, the money from his family.
His jacket was in the room.
Yeah, so like he's an active participant.
Yeah,
Um, I'll tell you, I did have. We'll get there, but I had a moment of realization where I realized it was Jefferson
I
before.
did too. Right before, yeah, before. I wonder if it's the same spot. All right, when
Okay,
we get
good.
there.
Well, this is exciting, Jacob. So yeah, you get back to the room. I'm checking. I have a synopsis pulled up here. Um, I'm just checking, make sure we don't miss anything. Oh yeah, you go downstairs and David's leaving because you told him to. Pretty much, you sided with Chloe.
Hmm.
I don't know anyone who sided with David.
Yeah, I
Who
mean,
does that?
no kidding. I mean, this game has been more like down the middle in most cases in
Mhm.
terms of like decisions, like the big choices. But like, who the fuck is gonna side with David? And you're like, yeah, punch her again, just one more time. Give her a really
Yeah,
good wallop.
punch my best friend. I don't love her. What are you talking about? No, it was just like, especially in that scenario. Obviously, he might not leave, like he might not get kicked out if you side with him, which is good. I'm not trying to fucking break up their marriage or something.
Yeah.
I'll leave that up to them. But he was, spying on him and shit.
And yeah, there was some domestic abuse
Yeah, there's some
happening.
domestic abuse. I definitely don't think he should have been around Chloe.
Yeah.
But like, you see him leave, and like he just fucking guilt trips you so hard.
Oh, I know. And he's like looking at all those pictures on the bulletin board, and you get down the stairs, and you're like, come on, man.
It's like, come on. Like, I feel bad for David. I know he's clearly just like this weird, awkward brute.
I know. And you go when I was in the garage, I was feeling for him even more. Like when you see that little crumpled up note,
Yeah,
I was like,
the note, the letter he's trying to write to Joyce.
Yeah.
And Meg's like, he should finish this letter to Joyce.
I was like, Max, come on, now you're making me feel worse.
Well, you should. Is like, he's like, now in the past week, a kid's tried to commit suicide on my watch. I'm like, I know it's terrible. It feels terrible. So I feel bad for David, but like,
And like some of that stuff you read, like you're like, holy shit, like he kind of knows what's going on. Like he was on to something pretty huge.
Yeah, he was finally like looking at Nathan within this past week. And God damn it, David.
Well, we fucked this all up. Now he's gonna be driving a bus, and everything's gonna fall back to the other timeline. It's gonna be shitty.
Like my theory is that he's obviously, I think he's gonna be a big hero in that final episode. He's going to be a big part of the helping you. Probably it's going to get him killed, which is going to suck.
Yeah.
But like, it shows he's like doing the cameras for the Pan Estates, which are these buildings or houses that the Prescotts are building.
Mm. Which is where Joyce worked in the other timeline, right?
Yeah, she had a part-time job there. So he's setting up the security cameras there. So that's probably when he got involved with the Prescotts, when he needed more money. And then he saw how fucked up Nathan was, and it's like, I'm gonna see what this kid's all about. Started following him, but who knows? He took a gun with him.
Yeah.
So he's fucking loaded.
Yep, he's walking around packing some heat.
Yeah. Apparently a lot of people are. I don't know if you noticed that this time, but everybody has a gun.
Everyone's got a gun in this town now. I mean, I was
super uncomfortable about it.
I know.
I do not like it. But you find out his like secret stash file, which is your first piece of evidence.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go and visit Kate in the hospital if you saved Kate. I guess the scene just isn't there if you didn't save Kate.
Oh, really? There's no like...
Judging by the synopsis I have in front of me, it just says, if Kate is still alive, both Max and Chloe go and visit her in the hospital. And then they go to the boys' dormitory. So I don't know. But that was a really great scene. That was super uplifting.
Oh, yeah, I know. That was like one of the few times where you're just like, hey, there's some light in this world. Arcadia Bay isn't like the Gotham City of this universe.
It was great because the beginning of the episode starts at kind of like the lowest low, like me curled up under a blanket, tears streaming down my face, broken.
Yeah.
And then you get to Kate and you're like, I feel like I made a difference. I helped somebody out.
Yeah. And she's like, she's not like, I mean, she still probably has a long road ahead of her, but like, she's not like, she's like looking to the future. She's working on her book report. She's doing her drawings, thinking about that children's book. And you're just like, oh, fuck yeah. I did some good.
Yeah, I like that if you go up to the picture of Jesus on her bedside table, it's like, if this helps Kate get through the night, so be it. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Throwing some shade over here, Max. And yeah, no, it was great. She's like, I'm keeping the balloons, which I thought was adorable.
Yeah.
Did you ask her about Warren?
Oh, yeah.
She thinks he's a cutie pie.
Oh, no, who doesn't? He's like the secret man on campus.
He is kind of like a fucking super dope dude especially this episode.
I know.
He's got headbutts behind him.
He's walking around with that sweet bruise.
I think I'm falling in love with Warren now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, between him and Chloe, my heart's torn.
It's everything about that scene was great. It was short, but like, it goes to show, like, obviously some people just won't have this scene in their game at all.
Yeah.
They will never go to the hospital. They'll never see any of this room. So they kind of crafted this just for
that's cool.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of The Witcher 2, where like there's two completely different things that people will see depending, obviously on a much smaller scale, but it is cool. You go to the boys' dormitory, which looks just like the girls' dormitory, or it is connected to the girls' dormitory.
Yeah,
I
so the
couldn't
other
tell.
side of the hall, I think maybe I didn't understand it because it looked like you went into the same building, just like a
Yeah.
different wing of it.
Yeah, yeah. I've looked at that map like twice, and I wasn't actually paying attention either time. So,
Yeah.
um, did you walk around and talk to everybody outside the dorm?
hmm Yeah, but talked to what's his name, Daniel, and got him convinced to go to the party.
Yeah, I convinced him to go as well.
And what's her name, the drone girl, got real mad at me because I was going to the Planet of the Apes movie with Warren.
Oh,
She's got a Warren crush too.
yeah, she does. So I wasn't going with him,
Oh, so is
and
she
so
going?
she got asked by him to go.
She was mad at me. I asked if I could fly her drone again. She was like, "Nah, you're probably too busy going to 8 movies with Warren." And I was like, "All right, well, I'm done talking to you."
That's fucking so great. She just kept bragging about it to me. She's just like, I can't wait to go ape with Warren. They kept fucking bringing it up every dialogue option. I'm like, Jesus, all right, I get it. I'm not jealous. Just let it go. All right.
Yeah.
It's funny because I don't know if you got this message. You probably didn't because you decided to go ape with him. But I got a text from Warren that said, Chloe just texted me and said I'm out of the loop. And I'm like, and he's like, she seems pretty hot. I totally get it. I'm like, I understand why you're not going in with me. And I'm like, yeah, you get it now. It's okay. You're cool though.
Yeah, he said something similar, but he's like, she sounds kind of hot. He's like, but I guess I'm still going ape with you. So, and I was like, all right, Warren, you got a little bit of game hidden up in that big shaggy head of hair.
Yeah, he said something like, you've got good friends. I don't know, he's like something along the lines of like, I know what I'm beat, kind of.
Yeah.
I was like, good boy, Warren. You just back away. We can still be friends. I still love you.
Don't ruin this.
But yeah, you go in the dorm. You got the text from Kate as well, which tells you where fucking Nathan's room is immediately. Not that it'd be terribly difficult.
I still wandered every room and looked at all the boards and stuff.
See, I figured there might be some time pressure. I don't know. I'm stupid. It's an adventure game.
So you
I
didn't
can
look
rewind
around?
time.
Exactly. Yeah, you can literally rewind time. I was worried because she kept bringing up like, I was worried that this time it was like, if you make too many mistakes now, you're gonna be fucked with rewinding
Yeah,
later.
because
She kept bringing it up.
Like I can't do this forever. Like
Yeah.
in every scene, it's like
Yeah.
I can't do this forever. Just a reminder. I never hit anything. I almost didn't use my power at all this episode.
Yeah,
When I was
neither did I.
in the alternate timeline, I like opened a cabinet and then I clicked the button just to make sure I could still use it because I was worried that I wouldn't be able to.
I used it a lot all in one section. But,
Yeah.
'cause I
Was it
fucking
the
a big
Frank
guy.
section?
Oh yeah, I fucked
Yeah.
that up a lot.
Yeah.
But like, you didn't look around at and like the dorm.
Well, the thing is, I went right for the door. I saw a couple of boards, and then like you break open the door and go inside, and then I did explore the room. I'm like, all right, I'll check the other rooms when I leave, but you can't anymore.
Yeah. So if you go over to, I don't know if you would have been able to do this at all, I guess, but you go over to Warren's room is right across from Nathan's, and you can erase what he's got ready. He's got like a Stephen Hawking quote on it, and you can erase it, and you can write. I wrote down like some sort of element that was CU and then TE, and I wrote down it was like obviously from Max, like a little bit more flirting there, and he acknowledges that later. I'm like, oh, Warren, I'm just playing both sides of the field.
I'm playing with your feelings, Warren. How do you like it?
Yeah.
You ready to
like,
go ape?
And then I got real depressed. Like, you go down the other end, and like people are very clearly still bullying Daniel, and Max is like, these fucking people never learn anything.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
I was like, fucking Daniel, you're gonna be male Kate.
Ah, God damn it.
Yeah.
That's how episode 5 ends. That's actually what it's all about. It's all about Daniel the whole time.
He's the secret behind it all. But yeah, let's talk about how fucking horrifying Nathan's dorm room is.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I'm with Max in the regard of like he's very skilled at photography. Now that you kind of know the premise of how he's taking some of these pictures, though, it really adds a whole other kind of light to it.
Like it's oh my god, yeah. It's like everything about his room, like don't keep that projector
on with the fucking
terrible
creepy image.
Yeah. Like the one of the dead whales that she looks at, I was just like, oh my god, fucking pass.
Yeah. It's fucked up. I was like, man, this is a serial killer in the making room. And I was like, then later on, I was like, shit.
Yeah.
Whoops. Again, neither of us, when we were talking like last episode, we we were like, we basically wrote off the idea that Rachel was dead because we didn't think it would go there.
Yeah.
No, we would find her. She
Yeah.
was like kidnapped or something.
Yeah.
No,
Happily
she's
sure.
super dead.
She's been super dead for a while too. I
Yeah,
bet.
and like it got darker and darker. Just went straight to the black place. It was just
Yep.
like the dark room, pitch black in there. It's not good.
Real bad. Yeah. And, oh my God, there's a lot of binders in that cabinet.
Oh Jesus Christ! Finding out what the binders were was also just a terrible
Yeah.
revelation.
Oh, I know. Those. Oh my God. We'll get there. But yeah, I had some. There was.
Yeah, but you get the creep vibes from Nathan's room for sure.
And his dad. Holy Christ,
Yeah,
his
Jesus,
dad.
like
is
Captain
bad
Asshole.
news. Yeah, his dad is bad news.
Yeah, it's like a just a bigger, more vindictive version of Nathan, pretty much.
Yeah.
And that fucking picture of Nathan in the sailor uniform and his
Oh,
dad's
yeah.
in there smiling, and Nathan's just fucking crying.
Yeah.
It's this poor 5-year-old kid, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is like your family photo, right? I liked the email from his sister though. She sounds cool.
I mean, yeah, I feel like because I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about it when we get to more of the Prescott heavy parts of the episode, but like that family's got something
baggage.
about some sort of, not even baggage, but like some sort of, I don't know,
Deep dark
something that goes back a long time,
yeah.
back to like the early 1900s. But like it seems like her sister realized what it was and got as far away from Arcadia Bay as she could.
Yeah, she's like, I'm in the Peace Corps because our dad's a fucking sociopath.
Yeah.
It was cool though. At least like there is a good influence on Nathan.
Yeah. Not working very well, but yeah.
Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah, when you leave, Nathan shows up, armed and loaded.
Yeah,
Again,
that was
like,
real quick too. I was like immediate. I was like, Jesus
I
Christ!
was like, no, Warren's gonna die. He's gonna die in this scene.
Yeah, I thought he was, and I was like, how in the fuck does Nathan walk around campus more than once, just packing heat, and no one
He's just got a
notices?
gun. And he's suspended. But yeah, so you have the option. Warren fucking shows up out of nowhere, like goddamn the Hulk / Superman, and just headbutts Nathan and
like an expert, slaps the gun out of him and just, oh man.
yeah, he didn't even freak out. I would have just been like, I'm dead.
Yeah,
Shit,
I
man.
just accepted my fate, just like, you don't want me to turn around so you can hit me in the back.
Yeah. So, what did you do? Did you pull Warren off?
I stopped him,
Yeah.
but
So
Nice. Sounds
I
like you
stopped
did.
him, but I also might have taken a peek at what happens if
there's
you
a branch of a timeline that exists. What happened?
He goes ape. That's for sure. He's like, so he's kicking him, and then like he fucking puts his arm on him and just starts punching him into the face. He's like, "You like hurting people, huh? How's it feel?" And I'm like, "Jesus Christ, Warren!" And his face just like it goes from Nathan's face to just like this bloody pulp.
God.
It just keeps going. And there's a moment where I'm like, he's gonna kill him.
Yeah.
And then like you grab his hand, you're like, okay, that's for sure enough. and Nathan's just like curled up on the ground, like twitching. He's like, and he's crying. He's like sobbing. It's like, this hurts so much. And then Chloe grabs his gun. I'm like, well, great. There's one silver lining to this fucking timeline. So Chloe grabs his gun and then you leave.
Fuck, dude, Warren's got to be messed up if you keep going. Because I mean, he's like distraught after he just does
he's
a little
distraught
bit.
after he like just kicks him a few times. So I was like, I'm not gonna let Warren have to live with this, but I just kind of wanted to see it for personal.
That's fair.
reasons.
That sounds. I mean, I kind of want to go back and just watch it
For science. Yeah, he fucks him up real good. Like he's crying. He's curled up. He doesn't even get up and go away. He just sits there sobbing on the ground too.
Good.
So you go.
Good. Excellent. Tell me it all again, real quick.
All right, let's say it slower this time. Yeah. So it was satisfying, but especially again with retrospect. But I still felt bad. Again, I wish you had the gun. So you had Frank's gun, or for me Frank's gun, but. David's gun. Chloe had that. So I don't know if she would have also taken Nathan's gun. I imagine so, just so he doesn't fucking have it.
Yeah, I mean, I would have taken it. Two guns are better than one.
Yeah, it's just two guns. Sure. I don't know. Like, it's weird. Like the real thing that I did want to see is like what happens if Chloe has Nathan's gun. Obviously, it doesn't make much of a difference in the end because the person that shoots Chloe at the end of the episode has another gun because
Yeah,
everyone's
because
loaded.
everyone in Arcadia Bay is able to just carry a concealed weapon.
And be like a weird rapey serial killer
Yeah.
photographer. But like,
Yeah.
here we are.
Yeah, apparently, just you should just know in Arcadia Bay, if you like taking pictures as a hobby, you probably are bad news as a
Yeah.
person for the
I
most
do like that, the game was very subtly about photography, but it all kind of comes back to that in a
part.
big way at the end. Like, that's kind of the big hook of this
Yeah,
serial kidnapper slash killer. Which, it's fucked up, but I like that the photography does play a big role
yeah,
in everything. Uh, when you leave, Warren's like, yo, thanks for stopping me, though.
yeah. He's like, cause yeah, it's always the quiet ones. He has a little bit
It
of
is
some
always the
energy.
quiet ones. You
He
gotta
doesn't
much
snap.
respect though. He's like even like later when he's like, I used to get beat up all the time. I'm like, not anymore, Warren. You're headbutting
Yeah,
people onto a whole new echelon, my
yeah. No
friend.
kidding. I
Uh,
saw what you did in another timeline. You killed that kid.
you almost killed him with your fist. Yeah, he was very alpha.
He was
Uh,
super alpha.
Also, like, how gross does that scene where Chloe's like hot for teacher make you feel now?
Oh, terrible. But man, he's got all that hair. Man, he's got it all. He's a
Yeah,
little
he does.
McDreamy.
Yeah, he is. Mr. Jefferson is very dreamy, and Chloe making jokes about it was funny up until it
Up
wasn't.
until yeah, it's always funny up until it is, and it got really unfunny real quick.
Super quick. And so let me see what I gotta pull up the synopsis. A lot happened in this
Yeah,
episode, if
I
you
think
weren't aware.
I think you go to Frank's after this.
Yes, I think so. So Frank has his client list is encrypted with dog names for different people, so
Hmm.
you need to find out what. Uh,
Dog is what person?
yeah, what dog's what person. Basically, the key to it. So how did this go for you? Take me through your first 15
Well,
tries.
let's talk about how quickly I did everything wrong the
Okay.
first try, because obviously, I mean, I'm pretty sure you probably almost always fuck up the first time. I
Yeah.
can't imagine a scenario where you do it right. So yeah, I talk with him. I talk about how much I love dogs with him, which I
Yeah.
feel like that's the way to go. And then
Okay,
I
so you went
and
right.
then
You apologized and then went right to
I
the
gave him.
dogs.
Did you steal the money too from?
Oh no, I didn't.
So how
So
did
we
you pay
didn't have
for him?
money.
What, does he get mad right away? Because we had money, so I pay him. So we're already on pretty decent terms because
Oh,
he gets
okay,
paid
okay.
back.
So I started off, I guess, on a rougher terms
Yeah,
because he's like, "Why did you fucking text me and say you had the money if you don't have the money?" And it's like, "Because we want to talk. This is like totally separate from that. We just want to talk." And he's like,
right.
"All right, what?"
So you can steal the money, and there's still an option to just not give it to him. So you can just
Of
pocket
course.
that cash. But I gave it to him, so we're on good terms. So I was well there. And then what happens after you talk about his dog? What's his name? Pompidou or something like that.
Pompidou.
Yeah, who I'm really glad I didn't kill because he's fucking weirdly obsessed with that dog.
Yeah, he is.
And so we talk about how much we love dogs, and then like an idiot, I bring up the picture that I saw in his RV when I snuck in. And he's like, well,
Oh.
"Wait a minute, how did you know about that picture?" And I was like, "Oh well." And then he chokes me, and then Chloe pulls out a gun, and then he pulls out a knife, and then the dog bites Chloe. And no, the dog doesn't bite Chloe because Chloe shoots the dog,
Oh fuck! Really?
shoots the dog, and then
Holy
and
shit!
then Frank runs at Chloe after he shoots the dog, and Chloe shoots and kills Frank.
Holy shit! It was
Oh,
so bad for you.
wait, you didn't have a gun, did you?
No, I didn't. So none of that
Yeah,
shit happened.
so if you have a gun, yeah, that's what happens at the worst. Like you kill both Pompidou and Frank.
Oh my god! Of
'Cause, yeah,
course, you probably had to backpedal on that shit.
yeah, and I wasn't sure if I could because, like I said, like that was the first time I had tried to rewind because I wasn't even because I had done it so little. I was like, can I even? Like while like right when Frank got shot, I was like tapping the button and it wouldn't let me rewind. And I was like, are they just not going to let me because she's trying to save her powers? And I'm like, I have to go and Chloe's a fucking murderer.
Yeah, so with me, because at the end I saw that it's like Frank is dead. Chloe kills Frank or Frank is injured. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. So I go up, don't have the money. I immediately fuck up the first dialogue option. So
Really?
uh,
What did you say that pissed him off so bad so fast?
I asked him. There four options. One's I'm sorry, and that's the one that I was supposed to pick. I don't know if that
Yeah.
option happened for you.
Yep, that one happened for me. That's the one I
Okay,
picked.
so I picked the one that's just like we need this. Like it was the top one. I
Hmm.
forget what it is. Um, so then, he starts yelling. Chloe says like, "Fucking you." He's like, "You Blackwell pricks," and then Chloe's like, "Yeah, well, those Blackwell pricks are your only fucking customers."
Yeah.
And then Pompidou comes out. He grabs you by the throat. Um, and then Pompidou, or Chloe pushes him away. He pulls out the gun. Pompidou starts biting Chloe's leg. And then it cuts, so you have to rewind from there.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah. So then when you get it, and I'm sure you got this option, it's like close the door so the
Yep.
dog doesn't come out.
Yep.
So I did that. Then I fucked up again immediately, uh, because I'm great at this apparently.
So what
And
did you? Oh, sorry.
well, he grabs you. Chloe pushes you off.
Hmm.
He pulls out the gun. Then she starts struggling with him, and then the gun points down, and shoots him in the leg.
He has the gun in yours. Oh, okay. Because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did.
yeah.
Yeah,
He
that's right.
has
That
the
makes
gun.
sense. Right. Because that's Frank's gun that Chloe has in my game, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's David's gun that Chloe stole,
Right.
and you tried to shoot him, so he took the
That's
gun.
right. God damn it. God damn.
So he gets shot in the leg, and then Chloe takes the gun, and then he gives you the code and limps back into his fucking thing.
Hmm.
He's like, "Don't even call the cops or the ambulance. I'll fucking deal with it myself." And he gets super pissed. I'm like, "Well, I don't want it to end like that." So did you weave through the narrative to get the best kind of solution to this?
Nope. What I did was I
Oh,
went
great.
back and talked to after multiple tries because the second time I tried to get him to get rid of his because he only has a knife in mine because I have the gun obviously, and I
Mhm.
try and be like, hey, let's do this without weapons, man. And he's like, well, now I trust you even
Yeah,
less.
yeah, he
And
said the
then
same thing.
yeah, so that
Then it
gets
goes bad, so
then it goes bad again, and I kill the dog and him again on accident.
great.
And so the third time, I'm like, Chloe, I go up to Chloe and I'm like, because did you get the option to be like, keep your mouth shut or
Yeah,
be
watch your
ready?
fucking mouth.
Yeah, well, I had an option that said, Chloe, get rid of the fucking gun. So she just tosses it into the weeds, so she doesn't have the gun anymore.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
Because if
that's
she
good.
pulls the
That's
gun,
fucking
it's
really
bad
good.
news. Yeah, so I'm like, get rid of the gun, and then close the door, and then I talk about dogs with him, and
Yeah,
it's great. And then he gets mad again, regardless, and pulls out the knife and then him and Chloe struggle. No dog. Chloe manages to make him stab himself in the leg with his knife.
great.
So it's like the
It's like
gunshot,
the
pretty much.
gunshot, except it's not a gunshot wound.
It's not a gunshot wound; it's a knife sticking out of his leg. And then he gives me the stuff, and I was like, you know what? I'll be fine with that. And he's
You're
like,
okay
oh,
with that? Okay.
yeah, I'm fine with that. I was like, let's the Chloe be a little bit of a fighting badass, even though Frank's gonna probably be pissed next episode if I see him.
Let me take you through the best case scenario, which I'm super glad I
Okay,
was able to get.
all right.
So you
I need
talk
to
to
know what you
him.
do.
Yeah, you apologize, right? First,
Sorry.
close the door. Apologize. First dialogue option. They say like, "Hey, I heard you rescue dogs. That's really cool." And he's like, "Nah, man, it's the fucking right thing to do." I'm like, "Yeah, that's legit." That's the exact dialogue exchange.
Wow.
And then, I said that Rachel said she gave you her favorite photo of her. And he's like, "How did you know about that?" But he's not upset. He's just like, yeah, she loved that picture, and I loved her. At one point, I fucked up right around there, and Chloe says, I loved Rachel, and she loved me. I'm like,
Yep.
oh, that's the nature of that relationship. And then it all went to shit. So
Yeah.
there was like a little bit of information I gleaned at least from that. And then, but like going through again, because I was like, I know I can do this. And he's like, well, you fucking pulled a gun on me, and I was like, well, I would have never shot you. Like
Yeah. I was scared. Is that
I
the
was
one you
just
chose?
scared.
Yeah. That's
But he believes me because I didn't pull the trigger.
right. I liked his reasoning though. Is like I pulled the trigger, so he was mad at me. But he like his reasoning for me was like it was like a guess a tiny gun. I don't know my guns very well, but he's like you were holding it like it was a 45, so obviously you didn't know what you were doing.
Yeah, yeah.
Just doing like,
That is good. He said like I don't think you would have shot me. And then at some point he comes around and is like, that's kind of the most honest thing you've said. And then at some point he's like, listen, we just want to fucking help Rachel. Like that's literally all we want. We know that you love her, so just let us help him. And he sits back for a second. He's like, for some other reason, your fucking awkward meandering through this conversation has convinced me. And he gives you the code, and then he looks at Chloe, and then he hands her the gun, and he's like, "Don't fucking mess this up," and
nice.
something along those lines. And then he's like, I hope you guys can find Rachel. And then he goes
Yeah.
back inside. And it's
So
like woo! Thank God. But like if it sounds like if you had tried to shoot him, if you had thrown fucking Pompidou into the middle of the street like a goddamn monster,
yeah,
this would have gone south. But like luckily I had done little enough to piss off Frank.
yeah. I had done about half what you
Yeah,
shouldn't have
yeah,
done.
yeah.
This. I tried to shoot him, but it sounds. I mean, at this point, Chloe dead. She can't. He can't get any madder at Chloe. And I feel like me finding out that Rachel is dead
Mhm.
will be like, hey, if it comes to the point where like, depending on how you treated Frank, he'll help you or won't.
Yeah.
He'll probably still help me.
You're right. He'll probably still help you, because he's not fucking dead.
Yeah,
But when I get back to Chloe's when you're doing the investigation thing, you get a text from Frank as Max, and he's like, I hope you guys find Rachel. You guys aren't that bad. Come by later if you want to party. I'm like, all right, Frank, you're pretty cool.
but how old is Frank? These are high schoolers.
Well, he's only a few years older
20.
because he went to
He was
Blackwell.
20.
He
Oh,
might
that's
be.
right.
He might. I would imagine he's maybe like 21 or 22.
He's weathered. Then he looks old as fuck.
Yeah, he does a lot of drugs, dude.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's be real here.
That's fair. He's a drug dealer. Probably tests his shit.
So yeah, it was cool because like you also say something like I'm glad we've got Frank on our team. Like he's a part of our team now. Like he
Yeah.
wants to help. So I'm guessing
I'd
that's
say he's probably not super part of my team because he doesn't text me. I don't. At least I don't think he texts me. But you can, as you walk away, you can hear him go, "All right, let's get this thing out of my leg." You can just hear him like trying fidgeting with the knife stuck in his leg.
that's fucking great. Yeah. Did you also, just an aside, did you find the picture where it's the footprints on the sand?
No, I saw the preview for that one, but I didn't. I got the whale one.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
on the beach too? The
I'm
footprints one?
guessing it was
I didn't look
because
at
it looked
Bigfoot.
like footprints in sand or Bigfoot. Yeah, that's true. I couldn't find it. That was one of the ones I couldn't find.
Yeah.
That and the last two. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so you come back and you do your
You
fucking,
Sherlock the shit out of
you
this.
Sherlock the shit out of it. You connect all the pieces. Which it just breaks. Did you get into the phone also?
Not with the pin code.
What did you do?
If you do it, and if you fail enough times, it goes to that really long code.
Oh,
And
see,
really,
like I just
the really long code is on the debit card.
I would rewind. And
Yeah, I know. I would too, and I couldn't find it. I tried.
it was his fucking birthday.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, right. It was like
I
the
didn't
least
think it was gonna be-
creative. I'm looking at all
I
the
didn't think
numbers.
That was probably the only one I didn't try, but then I got it so it would lock, and then that whatever that
Oh,
long
yeah,
code
like
is on the debit card, so I put that one in.
It's the SIM card. You
Yeah.
took the SIM chip out of it. I thought that was cool because I'm like, oh yeah, these things. But yeah, it's his birthday. It's 0829. And I'm like, great, fucking.
Lame.
Because I'm looking, like the little piece of paper where it has like 542 in red. I'm like, is this a code? And I take like the
I
fifth
remember-
number. The fourth.
I'm glad they put that one in red because I remembered that later.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the whole point.
But see, I didn't think of it like the birthday like that. See, I was thinking 828, and then I was like, well, there's not a room for the year, so it can't be his birthday. I didn't think of 08, like to make it 4 digits. I was like, that's 5 digits, so I didn't even try that one.
Yeah. That was the last thing I tried. I tried literally every other number.
I thought
on the fucking
it
page.
had to be one of the numbers on the crazily written scrap of paper.
Yeah, right. Which obviously is still important. I'm glad because I took a picture on my phone of that crazy scrap of paper, so like I could like work off of it. But I had it later.
I just remembered because I'm a fucking hero.
Yeah, because you have this eidetic memory, just
I
like
do.
fucking Batgirl.
I just close my eyes and I just look. It was just me in an empty room going through filing cabinets
in
to
your
find it.
mind palace. Jesus Christ. So you put things together. So basically, you figure out the night of the vortex party, the 4th, which is
Yes.
when Kate was drugged. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm starting to see it. And then it's like Nathan called Frank, and he's fucking crazy with the text messages.
Yeah.
Fucking
Bad news. Yeah, he was jonesing hard every day.
every
pretty much.
fucking day, yeah. And he called for like a house call on that day, and it was like he was like, I'll call you and give you specific directions. I'm like, that never goes well. I don't even know why Frank fucking went out there. And you see on Frank's ledger, it's like the Boondocks, but silent hero over here, David Madsen, was just following him the whole time.
Hmm.
Uh,
Taking pictures of his car.
taking pictures of his car so you can find the coordinates of what it
Yeah,
was.
because yeah, oh my god, dude, David doing some serious work.
Yeah, David doing some serious creepy work, but at least it worked out. Um, and yeah, so you find this old fucking barn. So
Owned by the what's his name? Arthur Eric
Arthur, I think it
Prescott.
might be Arthur Prescott. I don't know.
Back in the early 1900s. Bad vibes barn. Real
Uh,
terrifying.
yeah, it's just owned by the Prescott family. It says in the synopsis. Where did you think it was gonna go? Because I thought, okay, this is what the dark room is. Like, we're gonna find
Yeah.
out here, but I still had no idea. I had no idea. I was
Yeah.
so not emotionally prepared for what was
No.
going to happen.
Yeah, I know. God damn. I had no idea where I was like, because even when I was putting it all together, I was like, okay, this is going here, this goes here. And then when it goes down to the picture, I was like, all right, what the fuck? Where would he want to go? And I was like, certainly not going to the diner.
Yeah,
And I was like, okay, this place is out in the middle of nowhere. But I didn't expect it to be just a shitty barn.
yeah. I mean, I expected more. Um, oh God. And again, this is where just the downward spiral starts.
Yep, yep.
It's no coming back up. You get there, you have to solve a couple of puzzles, just of like rewind puzzles of like how to get this padlock off this
Really,
trap
the only
door.
ones I'm really glad they don't have a lot of those. Can I say that they were rewind puzzle heavy in the first episode to show
Yeah,
you, but
because
now it's just like one an episode is fine with me.
yeah, like it was frustrating because I forgot that I could do that.
Yeah.
Like once I got up, I was like, "What do I do here?" I'm like, rewind," and then it's still here. Okay, so and then I attach it and threw it off. But yeah, you can kind of walk around the barn. This like this trunk full of information on the Prescotts, like old information, some letters from 1903
Yeah,
about them fucking seeking their debts to be paid, like Lannisters or some shit.
yeah, exactly. It's fucked up. Yeah, they've pretty much been the shittiest people in town for
100 years.
110 years. Yeah,
Yeah, so very interesting. I don't know, man. Prescotts are all shitty. That's
see.
what take away
I
from it.
feel like the Prescotts have been doing something like in Arcadia Bay for 100 years that have like been leading to what's happening, like with the weather and the
Yeah, yeah.
apocalypse. I feel
Well,
like they've been. I mean, obviously they're preparing, but
yeah, like the thing is, so you get in the bunker and it's like the first thing you see is like, this is like a storm bunker. This is like
Yeah.
a nuclear fallout bunker.
Yeah.
All right, it's got a bank vault door keeping
Yeah.
it sealed. Like this is some
Did you find the
next level
receipt?
shit.
It's like
$1.3 million.
$1 million. Yeah.
So like that's like your first like foreshadowing of like the Prescotts knew this was coming. Like that's like my big question, kind of hanging at the end of this episode is like when we find out Jefferson and everything, like do they know about Max's power, like, or is that like this wild card factor in this that can fix everything? Like that's the biggest question I have, I think. But clearly the Prescotts knew some fucked up shit was about to go down.
Right. See, my question is, and has been since we got down there, and like you read some of the stuff about from Nathan's dad to Nathan talking about kind of like destiny and stuff like that.
Yeah, the
Did
Destiny
they
household.
did they just know it was going to happen for years, or are they making
Are
it
they
happen?
engineering this?
Yeah, because I feel like I almost feel like they're making it happen. The way that they were some of those letters and emails were going, I was like, are they doing this? Are they doing this?
Yeah, like are we doing this? Are
Yeah.
you? Like the big thing is like they're building these estates, the Pan Estates.
Mhm.
Like they're spending probably millions of dollars building these huge houses.
And there's
Uh,
one. Did you read the one small note that mentions like a Native American group being really
yeah.
upset? And I
Yeah,
was like,
the
God
newspaper
damn it! This
clipping.
like for a second, I was like, this is where it's going. It's
Yeah,
gonna
the-
be just
the
angry Native
It's gonna be
Americans.
poltergeist all over again.
Yep.
I was getting a combination of poltergeist and Donnie Darko vibes.
Yep.
From this episode. I hope it's not a Donnie Darko thing where you just have to die and it fixes all the
Yeah.
problems.
Oh, God, I don't want Max to die.
I don't want Max to die. I've already lost so much.
I know. They left me with just a skeleton crew of my feelings.
Yeah, pretty much. But like, yeah, so you get in the bunker. It's great because like you go in, it's like, okay, this is like a Fallout bunker. weird, but okay.
And then
And
you're
like
on the corner.
and then you like turn to the corner. There's the fucking little plastic Venetian
Oh
blinds,
yeah.
and you see the fucking photo situation. So I'm like, oh god, where are we going?
And
What's
like
happening?
the part that got for me, like that gave me, like I was actually scared, and like I won't do too much of it. The balls kind of sucked up in me. I was so terrified when you look on the computer and you see
Okay,
that one picture of Kate, like duct
yeah.
tape, and like then I was like, that was before I saw any of like the binders.
Okay,
And
so
I was
like
just like,
I was like
holy
walking
fuck.
around like doing like my full sweep from right to left,
Mhm.
and I got to the cabinet pretty much immediately, so it just went into the scene.
Yeah,
Luckily, I could still explore afterwards.
right.
But yeah, you see the fucking binders,
God
and
damn.
goddamn,
God
like it's weird, and there's no way to talk about this and be comfortable at all.
I know. And there was like four rows of binders.
Yeah, like just tons of them, and like probably many of them were empty. You get the Victoria one, you're like, oh god,
Mhm.
uh,
Yeah.
and it's just like as soon as like Max was like, what are they doing with Rachel, putting her in the hole and covering it with dirt? I'm like, oh god, no, why?
Yeah, I know. I thought they were gonna pull a buried situation, which you're just gonna have been alive for a week, buried underground, or
Yeah,
for
I mean,
three days.
I was hoping all the way until the fucking end. That's for
Oh man.
sure. Uh, yeah, you get in there like it's a photo studio, but the bunker situation of it is like this is clearly some sedacious shit is going on here. You
Yeah.
see the needles and the fucking syringes,
Hmm.
uh, and it's like the thing that didn't sink in until later, and I guess we can talk about it. That when Jefferson showed up at the dance is when I like it just clicked. I was like, oh, later on when you see Jefferson when he's about to announce the
It was then for you. See, it was a little early. I think someone mentions Jefferson. I think maybe when you're talking to drunk Warren about
okay,
Jefferson doing something.
I don't think he
I don't know.
mentioned Jefferson
Maybe he
for me.
doesn't. I don't. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. I feel like there was someone mentioned Jefferson. Maybe it was when you talked to Oh, before you go in, I think you talked to the drone girl who's like outside.
Hmm.
Did you talk to her?
She the drone girl was inside for me.
Fuck. Someone was outside. I don't know. Someone mentioned Jefferson before I went in, and definitely before I saw Jefferson, and it
Mhm.
made me just like it was just like all the tumblers falling into
Yeah, yeah.
place, and
It
I was
was
like, Jefferson, no!
it was the same moment for me. It was just like no one mentioned him, or at least I didn't hear anyone.
It just happened to
And
me.
then I saw him, and then I thought about like the surgical precision and high level education it would take to put this bunker together. I'm like, oh no!
Mhm.
It all just like yeah, the tumblers kind of fucking clicked together, and it all made sense. I'm like, there's no way Nathan would have known everything he would have needed, and I'm like,
Mhm.
oh god, why?
Yeah.
So that we had that moment of realization. Uh,
So, do you think that episode 2, when you hear, um, what's his name,
with
Mr.
Jefferson talking on the
Jefferson
phone,
talking about, was he talking to Nathan?
maybe Nathan
Or
was in the classroom, so I'm thinking he might have been talking to
oh,
Sean Prescott.
fucking Sean Prescott.
Fucking Sean Prescott. It just sounds like a dick.
I know it does. Like,
So you leave the bunker and you find Rachel's body in the junkyard.
bad
Um,
scene. I thought that was the end of the episode. One of the many
yeah,
times I thought that was the end of the episode.
that was like the first time where I'm like, this is the end. Is it? No, they haven't done the dance yet. So
Yeah.
like, it's got to be like, there's got to be something left. And she's crying. She's like, I loved her, and it's just like, God, Jesus, fucking Christ.
I like they didn't show it. They just like they're like, oh, fucking smell, and I was like, Jesus
Yeah, as soon as they said the
Christ.
smell, I'm like, no. Yeah, it was. Oh God, it was royally fucked up. Yeah, I don't know. Like, did you have any expectation in the dark room, like where it would go?
I thought it was gonna be more because I've had this feeling since you see the flashback and the whole. I mean, it felt like it was gonna be more like supernaturally, like it was gonna
Yeah.
be more involved with the problem of the Twister and the end of the world, and less
Mm,
about the problem of just Rachel the whole time. When I came in, it was just like a bunker.
yeah.
I mean, it does have ties to it, obviously, but I thought it was gonna be more like this is where you go, like you watch Lost, like the donkey wheel in season 4 that like moves the island. I thought it was gonna
Yeah.
be like that, like it like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's the
It moves the
control room.
town.
Yeah, it's the control room for this whole weather shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I thought it would be like some kind of like mock prison, and that's where Rachel would be,
okay,
like
that
tied
makes
up.
sense.
Because maybe she knew something about the Prescotts. That was like my theory running for the past like 2 episodes. but goddamn, it was so much worse. Like I wouldn't have been.
Yeah.
I don't. You couldn't have predicted that, which is
Right.
great.
And
It
it's
was.
so much worse by being so more real. I mean, it was like
It was
it's
very
like the
real.
most realistic of like the things that could have happened. Like my theory was like, yeah, it would have been terrifying, but fuck, like this, someone could actually build this and
Yeah,
just
like someone could build this
drug people and take
terrifying.
this and just do this. Oh, fucking bad
Uh,
vibes, Prescott.
yeah, and it was. Ugh, it just made you feel terrible. So you go from the junkyard to the school to the dance to the end of the
And
world party.
they've wrecked the school
They
in
fucking
a very
destroyed
short
it.
amount of time.
Yeah. And like, you see a note from Prescott, Nathan saying like, I'm gonna have my dad keep the pigs away so that no
Hmm.
one's gonna stop us from drinking and just fucking ruling the school. And oh god, I'm like now it's just me just flashing forward to that last shot of the preview where he's fucking loading the syringe.
I
I'm
know.
like, Jesus Christ. But you get in, you run into Warren, he's so goofy. He thinks he's
Is
drunk
he
on half a beer, but
drunk on? Yeah, did he take a selfie with Max, or since you're not
I
with
took a
him?
selfie with
Really?
Max. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was more like the romantic side, like you've been romantic with Warren. If he's just like, "Hey, Max, let's buddy up and get a little selfie real quick."
No,
Okay.
he says I just want to have one good picture from tonight in case the world ends. I'm like, all right. And there's fucking 2 moons in the sky.
Yeah,
Let's
no
just
one's
not
not
talk
worried about it. I
Yeah,
should be way more worried about that.
you go inside and you talk to the drone girl and you're like, did you see the fucking 2 moons? She's like, if there were 2 moons in the sky, the world would actually be ended. And I'm like, ah.
They're there.
So yeah, that was like, it was like one is like this weird out of focus holographic moon. Yeah, God, jeez, that's like again, it's going
Yeah,
full Donnie Darko in the end of the
it
world
is.
type stuff. You go inside, you and Chloe get separated, and she's
Yeah,
got a
she's on a
gun.
mission. Got a gun. She's on a mission. She's
She's
looking
on a
for me.
mission. She's gonna shoot Nathan Prescott in the face. So
I talked to so this won't happen for you, but the drone girl, I do remember being inside now. If you tell Daniel to go,
yeah, yeah,
they end up going to they talk to her about, do they make plans to go to a museum together?
yeah. That
Oh
happens, yeah.
fuck! I thought I was like playing matchmaker by hooking up with Warren. I was like,
No,
fuck
no, she's listen, her and Warren aren't exclusive yet. They haven't even gone ape, but they said they were going to exchange notes on the drive to the drive-in theater about the end of the world apocalypse. So that's good.
See, I thought since I was going with Warren, that I was like, hey, maybe you and David, you go into this museum.
No,
Nudge,
no, no.
nudge, nudge.
Daniel's still, they're. I think the way I took it's like all 3 of them might go to the museum together.
Uh-oh.
So.
I was trying to play Cupid. Apparently, it didn't work.
Yeah, you shot him
Fucking
through the heart with
bullshit,
a real
I
arrow.
know. A real
You
arrow.
killed them.
Killed
Um, sorry, I just got an email. I wanted to see if it was important. It wasn't. It wasn't about Life is Strange.
So it's not, nothing is important.
So did you walk around and talk to everybody? I did.
Yep. Mhm.
That's what took like the most time. Like I wanted to talk to everybody. I didn't do it in the first episode, so I wanted to make up for that. And I
Yeah.
talked to everybody. That's why the episode was extra long. I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of
And
dialogue.
And I need the one thing more so than that's not being at the party. The one thing I knew the episode was going to continue is I had not yet saved Alyssa from whatever.
Yeah,
hit
yeah,
her or
right. You're
knocked
like,
her.
oh, it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wonder-
did you like let her fall and then get up and then talk to her?
Oh, yeah.
She's like,
Yep.
the one fucking time you didn't save me, huh?
I'm hoping that like what would be a dream for me is that if you save her all 4 times, there's a point in the final episode where she just like jumps out of nowhere and just fucking pushes you out of the way of a bus or something and just saves your life.
That'd be great. It's like this super integral thing. Otherwise, it's game over for
Yeah,
everyone.
exactly.
Yeah, I hope she pays it forward
I
in
mean,
the future.
it seems like such a little thing, but fucking, it's always right in front of you and right between where you and where you need to go are. So like, if you just let that happen to you every time, you're a dick. You're a dick.
Yeah, yeah. You're just kind of fucked up, man. The pool noodle just comes out of
Yeah.
nowhere, slaps her. It was really funny though, to be fair.
It was funny. Yeah. I
That's
don't see
really
how a
funny.
pool noodle had the force to just knock someone into a pool, but whatever.
She was like
Being
right
a
on the
person.
edge. It was her fault. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, is what I'm saying is, Alyssa, it's your fault.
It's your fault. Talk to everybody. Did you put your name on the Vortex Club list, right?
Yeah, I did. I found it. You didn't find it though, did you?
I didn't find it, so I had to sneak around.
Ooh.
Uh,
See, I went back and talked to Natalie, and she just went over there and just bitched the fuck out of that girl for me because she
Oh,
wouldn't let me
really?
in still. She doesn't let you in still, so you have to go back and talk to Natalie, and then she's just like, "Hey, I put Max on this fucking list because she
Yeah,
wanted
oh,
to give me a
okay.
makeover. So she was kind of mad that I
See,
didn't
like
get a
I was a
makeover.
total bitch to Natalie when she asked if I wanted to go. So when I walked up to her, she was just a bitch to me.
Oh man, see, I'm nice. Max is nice. My Max is nice.
Well, I didn't want to be a part of the Vortex Club when she asked me. And I'm like, no, fuck
Look,
you.
see, I was looking to the future. I said I might need to be in this thing later on.
Yeah, yeah, okay. I'm sure
Just
that's what you
in
were
my
thinking.
mind
You
palace,
just want to
looking
be
at all
popular,
angles.
Jacob.
That's all I wanted to be.
I just want to be one of the cool kids. Um,
Validate me.
so if you have to sneak around, you like go around and you push this like one of those like the little plastic bubbles that like float in the water that divide the pool lanes. Like you push like one of the racks for that out of the way, and it pushes one of the speakers in the pool. And everyone's
Jesus.
like, "What the fuck's going on? Where's the music?" No one gets electrocuted, which I was like, "Oh,
I was gonna
God."
say Mac
And then
could have killed
everyone
like
dies.
20 people.
And then like two dudes, like huge brutish dudes, like start coming from both directions. I'm like, fuck, rewind. I'm on the other side of the fucking divider thing now, so I'm just gonna sneak in through here. So I snuck into the other side of the curtain where there's no bouncer, luckily.
Nice.
So then I walked in and I talked to everybody there. Everybody was having a good time in the
Yeah,
VIP section.
one guy was high as fuck.
Yeah, he was, man. Jesus.
Blitzed.
I can't even see your face right
Yeah.
now.
Are
I'm
these
like,
two hot chicks next to me? I was like, oh, God.
and then there's the fucking girl just trashed,
Passed
dead
out.
on the couch, probably.
I was like, we got another kid here. This is a bad news.
Yeah,
back
like I
here.
wanted to kind of like put her up and just like,
Yeah.
just to be like, "Are you okay?
Are you dead? Wait, I've got a lot of problems right now, but are you okay?
Are you dead?" Yeah. And it's the funny that if you look at her, it's like, look, it's like fucking people never learn. It's
Yeah, I
just,
know.
they walk away. So then you get the option to warn Victoria, or not.
Who's not going? You had to have.
I
Don't
warned
tell
her,
me.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Did you?
Absolutely.
Did she believe you?
Yeah.
Okay, she believed me too.
I mean, I've been nice to her. I didn't take a picture of her when she had paint spilled on her.
I didn't either. Yeah, I was trying to see this as, and she's like, "Do you think it's destiny that we're supposed to hate each other?" I'm like, "Nah, listen, chick, just fucking calm down." I'm like,
Oh, I said I was way more melodramatic. I was like, maybe, but it doesn't mean we have to be enemies.
"Oh, yeah, that's what I said."
Yeah. I just turned my heels and just flicked back my cape. And
Flick back your superhero cape. Yeah, no, it was cool. I'm glad that I could warn Victoria and hopefully, and
But
it was.
oops, we warned her for the wrong fucking person. I knew that was
Yeah, it was, but like again, we both think that Nathan's involved, and it was great because then like Jefferson walks in when you go up and talk to Chloe, and then I'm like, is it him? And like I didn't know for sure until the end. I don't know how you felt. I don't know if you were like you convinced yourself immediately.
like it was, like I said, it was like that one thing where it was like I thought it was maybe it's Nathan, but I wasn't sold. And then at some point, like right around when we got to the end of the world party, all the tumblers just clicked and lined up, and I was like, "It's got to be fucking Mr. Jefferson."
Yeah,
It's
and
gotta be him.
it was like I saw his face, and it was just like this dread just washed over. I'm like,
And then when Victoria won, I was like, it's him.
that's the thing. Like I didn't put it together until afterwards. Like, oh, Victoria. Oh no.
Yeah.
This is what it's been about the whole time. And yeah, I don't know. So then you leave with Chloe. Victoria wins the contest, as we all knew. And
You're going to go to Nathan's room, right? And
yeah,
then
you were going to find Nathan, who you thought would be in the dorms, and then he texts Chloe and says, "I'm going to get rid of the evidence. There's not going to be any evidence to find." So Chloe starts freaking out, thinking they're going to get rid of the body and she won't be able to get justice. So you run back to the fucking graveyard, and it's like a 10-second scene of you just walking around with your phone light on. I'm like, great, this is gonna go fucking terribly.
This is gonna be tits up real fast.
Yeah. And then, like you just walk around. I'm fucking checking behind me. I'm freaking out. I'm like,
I know.
somebody's gonna come. And then you get to the scene, and then it's all over. It's all game over, man.
Game over.
Rachel's body's still there. You get syringed in the neck. Chloe gets shot in the fucking head.
Capped right between the eyes.
Right between the eyes, just fucking blood dripping down her face, and it's just like instant, and it slows down. You just hear Max in their head like, "Chloe," and I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
no!" And then you see Jefferson's face, and it's over.
He says nothing, which is worse.
Yeah, he says nothing. God, what a monster! And like, you don't know if Nathan was there as well. Probably.
Maybe, yeah. I wonder if Nathan's gonna have like a Draco Malfoy scene in
Yeah, that's
episode
what I'm
5.
thinking.
He's
Like
like
he's
a
gonna have
redeemer,
his redemption moment,
and he may die, but he may be redeemed in some fashion.
or he's just like super unhinged and unstable,
Yeah,
and he'll
I
fucking
mean,
shoot Jefferson in the
I mean,
face.
all roads lead to that point. I think they're
Yeah.
all pointing in that direction more than the other. But fucking yeah. One other thing before now we've spoiled almost everything. The doe shows up again.
Yeah, the doe shows up and disappears, which
It's
I was
got to
like,
be Rachel.
yeah, it's Rachel's spirit trying to talk to you.
Because I mean, you see it at the only. I mean, you see it
You see
up
in
at the White House, but you see it at the junkyard again earlier, which is where she was buried already.
yeah, that's what I thought as well.
Got to be her. That's what I was thinking too.
And again, like this kind of like Max interacting with the spirit, the supernatural aspect of it's like that Rachel's death could be connected to everything as well.
So by doing the whole wall of pictures and saving Rachel, you save the town,
Yeah, save the cheerleader, save the world,
save our Kitty Bay.
and like that's the thing. As far as we know, Rachel's the only person that's died.
Right, and that's another thing I
now
was
Chloe,
wondering you
but
thought about that. But yeah, she wasn't ever. She didn't die because of what they were doing with clearly everyone else. She just died because she got too
this has
close.
happened to not just Kate before.
Yeah,
Um,
a lot of people, and it looked like. I mean, it could have been happening. It could have been going on for years before even maybe Mr. Jefferson just got involved with the Prescott's. Has been the Prescott's thing, or I don't know.
yeah,
It looked like there was a lot.
let's get into some speculation here for
All right,
people
that's
watching.
Yes.
This isn't like confirmed. This is just what we think's gonna happen.
Right.
So the stinger, the preview of the next episode is just fucking this reflection. It's not even like his actual face. It's reflection of Mr. Jefferson in these fucking plastic gloves, filling up a syringe with Max in the background. I was like, no, please don't. I'm like broken on the inside.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there limp on my couch, like drool hanging from me. I'm just like, what am I doing? This episode left me in a bad place. Let's say.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, I was tossing and turning for a while after this episode. I was so long.
trying
to
sleep, just like
no,
Jesus Christ.
get the cold sweats.
Which is good. Again, like you said earlier, not many video games have evoked such an emotional reaction
Exactly.
in me. I'm invested. I'm all in. And it's not taken away from the quality of the episode. I think it was very well done.
Yes.
You know, they're 4 for 4 with good
Mm-hmm.
episodes right now. And it went really dark. Like,
Yeah.
it went dark, and then it just got darker and darker, and it got worse and worse, and then it very abruptly ends, and you just have to kind of like have that feeling sit with you for the next 8 weeks.
This was definitely the Empire Strikes Back and Temple of Doom of Life is Strange.
Yeah,
Where
it
just
is.
things get dark and then just fucking cliffhanger.
It
Like,
is
no.
very much like she's dead in carbonite, and you lost your hand.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. So going forward, what do you think's got to happen?
So what I think when I saw it, I wasn't sure. I thought for a second the syringe was just to like incapacitate Max, but then I see him doing it again in the preview and hear Max in the background. I think Mr. Jefferson might know she's got time powers
Yeah,
and
that's
knows the
that's
drugs.
the big question. It's like, does Jefferson know?
And he's using the drugs because obviously it shows you she can't rewind when she gets the drug. Like immediately, the second the drugs enter, she can't use her powers at all. So I think Mr. Jefferson might know, but I don't know why he knows.
Yeah, which means like I was just bouncing around crazy theories in my head. I'm like, Jefferson is fucking Nathan Prescott from the future,
Oh my
and
God.
he's got time powers too.
Oh my God. Well,
That's what happens when you leave me alone in a room.
See, for a while, for one stupid second, I was like, what if Mr. Jefferson is Sean Prescott?
That would be fucked up. He doesn't
Yeah.
look like him though.
I know.
He looks too
Yeah.
handsome.
God damn, he looks great.
Never trust handsome people. This is
Never
what we learned
try
from this game.
Yeah.
You said it in like episode 2 when he was talking on the phone with that person.
We're trusting some people.
Yeah, I think obviously all the players are gonna come together. The thing that like I haven't completely lost hope about saving Chloe yet.
Nah, right.
And obviously I think if we had, we would just be crying right now.
Yeah.
uh,
I feel like they're gonna do one more. I don't know if it's kind of a cop out, but like there's a chance that it might be like one more like, oh my God, mega power rewind where you can rewind like week
yeah.
or days.
Yeah, like that's what I'm thinking. Like they introduced the ability to rewind through the photos for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even though Max threw away the photos and she's in this turmoil throughout the whole episode of like I can change so much by doing so little, and like I have to be really careful about this. Because the butterfly effect, like everything will drastically change. And again, it all comes back to remember the butterfly in the first episode. Like it's symbolic. I think it's just like
Yeah,
the butterfly
because it shows
effect
up in when
in
the
the alternate
alternate
timeline.
reality.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, in the poster.
the butterfly. Yeah,
And she's like,
it's got
this
to
is
be a
probably
coincidence.
just a coincidence." And I'm
And
like,
now
"No,
it's like there's no fucking way.
no,
Not
it's
when
not."
you're dealing with time travel.
So like I think like that first, like the butterfly. She saw the butterfly and then she got her powers. Like I think that's symbolic of like what her powers are all about. It's like you have to take into account the butterfly effect, and like that's why I still kind of want to believe in the theory of like the wall of pictures, and you kind of like rewinding to a bunch of different
Hmm.
moments and organizing the timeline, like creating one prime timeline that is like the best
Right.
timeline and stopping anyone from getting killed. Like that's the goal, is to save Rachel and to save
Yeah.
Chloe.
Right. And I mean, I thought even if just fucking save Chloe, like I was like, they've got that selfie of them after they spent that night in that bed. Just fucking get back there and just
Yeah, yeah,
start
just
over.
just get back there and no. And I don't know, like it's hard to know where they're gonna go from here, because they're really good at cliffhangers.
Yeah.
But like I was throwing out stuff earlier, like David Madsen's gonna come to the rescue. I think Victoria, if you warned her and she believed you, that's gonna be a big help.
I think the way you've treated some of the people, I think that the next episode will be the one where it's like your little Justice League of Blackwell students is gonna come and like help you in different aspects. Like if you
Especially
were
Warren, he's gonna be fucking headbutting folks.
Oh yeah, sure. I see Warren as he's the brute. He's gonna be kicking in doors left and right. Feel
I
like
just want the episode to end like the season ends with Warren just beating Jefferson to death.
snapping Jefferson's neck, throwing him off the cliff at the
It's like
lighthouse.
the end of Man of Steel. Jefferson's shooting lasers out of his eyes and he just snaps his neck.
Just a huge sonic boom sound. And just,
Yeah,
Jesus, Warren.
Jesus Christ! I hope this happens now. No, I don't know. I'm super excited. They've really created this fucking crazy narrative. And
Yeah.
again, neither of us had any idea it would go this way.
No, I thought. I mean, the reason you told me about it, you were like, "Hey, there's this game. It's kind of like Persona, a lot of teenage angst."
Yeah,
And then
I'm
at the
so
end,
glad that I've created this game that you've like
I
fallen in love
know.
with 6 times over. So,
It's so fucking good.
yeah, it's great. I'm really happy with everything that they've done. Like they've taken a lot of risks.
Yeah,
And just a couple weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, they announced they broke 1 million sales for Life is Strange. So it's been a big success for Don't Nod. And like I saw something like a little while ago, it was like if someone from Don't Nod, like a creative director, is like, if we do Life is Strange season 2, we would do it with all new characters, like and everything new. I'm like, that's great. Like,
that's what I
that's
want.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, because just give me another Chloe to fall
yeah.
in
Give
love
me
with all
another.
over again.
Exactly.
And if like they do something like with new powers and different powers and stuff like that, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, the music in this episode was also really good. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Always. It always is. It's never been not good.
That intro song was super melancholy.
Oh yeah, yeah. That happens. That happens a few times in this game. How many times did you sit and get introspective though? Every fucking chance you got.
Every single chance.
I
I
love
feel like
it.
they might have done like one too many this
Yeah, there was
episode.
like four, and the first three were like 10 minutes apart, which I was like, "This is making the game long. This is making this episode so long."
But like, let me think here. Just like get a little introspective for you.
So
Yeah.
good.
I don't know. It's good. I'm excited. 8 weeks, I'm guessing. It took 8 weeks to get this episode 4 out, although it's fucking absurdly long. So,
Yeah.
do you think the next episode's gonna be super long too? I wonder.
I mean, I want it to be 7 hours if I
Yeah,
could
yeah.
choose. I want
A
it
full
to be
game by
yeah.
itself.
Yeah, exactly. I want it to be Witcher 3 length. Or at least that fucker
200
on
plus
disc.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You definitely got the bang for your buck out of this season if you got
Oh
it.
yeah.
So
I think they're all the episodes have been what
2 to 3 hours long,
Yeah.
I'd say. Yeah, I'd say what the second episode is the shortest one, maybe.
God damn. So compared to other games like this, where does this one rank so far? 4 episodes in, because in Telltale games, usually episode 4 is the weak link of the season.
That or
That's
episode
where
3, yeah. This is way better than like
Yeah.
literally all of them.
I agree.
Like Wolf Among Us is still great, and like
Yeah.
I still think that's the best Telltale game. But
But this
You
is
know-
just on a whole nother level. I
yeah,
think.
for you and me, like this kind of
And
like
this is what we're all about. Time
yeah,
travel.
the whole angst thing is just like sucked us in deep. So,
I know.
And it was funny because I was texting Nobishin last night because he played it. Obviously, I said like how he texted me. He's like, "Oh my fucking god!"
Hmm.
And it's like Don't Nod is like single-handedly changing adventure games again.
Hmm.
Like after Telltale's already done it, and it's super exciting to watch.
Right.
Just like there's a level of reverence and respect, and just like they care a lot about characters and everything that they kind of demonstrate, like as far as like disability, depression, suicide, like all the really heavy subject matter they're treating with a lot of respect.
Yeah.
And like games don't do that often enough, and it's doing several of them very well.
Yeah.
So this is just a whole other ball game. So there you go.
I'm speechless. I'm
Yeah,
speechless now.
I'm glad that you like it. I've
I
said
am
it every episode, but
glad that I like it too. I'm so
yeah,
glad.
this is right now. It's still my game of the
Game,
year, I'd say.
mine too. I was just about to say, game of the year for me is still right now. So 4 episodes in, and
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, they'd have to almost just completely fuck up episode 5 for it not to at least be in the top 3.
Yeah,
I,
like
it's gonna be hard. It's really like I looking towards the games that are coming out the rest of this year, and I'm
yeah,
like, it's gonna be hard to fucking beat.
yeah. This is like, as far as storytelling is concerned, like this
Hmm.
is like a whole other level, and
Hmm.
it's so exciting. It's just so great to be able to be a part of it, and I'm glad that we're doing these as they come out and stuff, like instead of like after the fact, kind of late to the party.
Yeah.
If you've got any thoughts about Life is Strange, remember you can always email them with in the subject line. Just put Life is Strange spoils. Mailsack@irrationalpassages.com. We're going to be doing one for episode 5, presumably 8 weeks from now, so 2 months from now, which is so fucking long.
I know. I can't even think about it. I can't do it.
We're
I mean,
gonna go
I've
crazy.
already got the scratches.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking Metal Gear Solid 5 will be out by the time
Oh
we
God.
talk about this, which is just so the end of September, which is very long away. And we'll spoil that when it comes out, and we'll talk about this season as a whole. And I hope you've enjoyed these. I know a lot of people have been watching the Spoilercast, so thank you for watching. Thank you, Jacob, for joining
No
me
problem. No
as
problem.
always.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely. Jacob is on Twitter at JacobB41 if you want to tweet him your Life is Strange thoughts. And I'm
Please do.
at AlFighter27. Other than that, please subscribe, listen to Irrational Passions podcast, and that's it. So we will talk to you guys next time.
Later.